Chickens. Hello everyone, it's Haley. Today I'm going to be crocheting chickens to prepare for my first market of the year, which is in less than a month. And stay tuned until the end to hear some updates about my new job, crochet, and a potential pet in the maybe not so near future. But let's get on with that video, with the video. Did I forget my own intro? Let's get on with the video. The last time you saw me, I was probably crying because of my job situation, but I wanted to give some updates about my job and also markets and things like that. I'm editing the video from when I first got a job interview, and I'm embarrassed, but I think I should post it anyway because I want people to feel like they're not alone. And it can be hard going through something and feeling like, why is this happening? Like, does this happen to other people? That's why I decided to go ahead and upload it. It'll be linked right here. But also, I got the job and I had a negative mindset of that I didn't want to do the job because I wanted to do something with animals, and it is completely on the other end of that. So I was disappointed that I wasn't getting a job with animals and was wondering, well, when is this going to be able to happen? Because I've been applying for animal jobs for years and have not been able to get a job I would like in that field. Because I needed money, I took the job, and the first couple of weeks I was kind of just going through the motions because I was like, I was also scared because they are wanting to promote me to manager, and so I'm having to learn a lot of information. I think I said in a previous video that I've been studying for my certification, and it's kind of like I don't want to be studying for work. I want to be studying about my passions and interests. So I've had a hard time with that. But yesterday something kind of shifted and I started to kind of enjoy it a little more. So that was a happy day. It's still like a job, and I still haven't completely shifted my mindset, but I have a more positive mindset now. But another thing is that I am officially doing a market in September. It's August, so about a month from now, a little under a month. And I've paid the market fee, so it is definitely happening. Unless something crazy happens, like weather or like extreme circumstances, it is happening. So that brings me to my next point, is that I've also talked about wanting a rabbit. I first started wanting a rabbit when maybe like middle school or high school, and I did like a whole booklet on like mini lops and Holland lops and the care for rabbits and stuff, and then that eventually faded away and it was just a short-lived hyperfixation. But recently, a little under a year ago, I got back on the rabbit train of intensive research about rabbits, and that has continued until now. And there was a little bit of a gap when we moved because I was like, I know I can't have a pet right now. The desire never really went away, but it was kind of like pushed to the side because I knew I couldn't take care of a rabbit in that moment. And I kind of shifted my hyperfixations to American Girl dolls. But now it's back on rabbits, and it's been like this for several months. And now it's kind of similar, except my desire is growing even though now's not the best time. And the reasons for that is mostly financially, is that rabbits are not cheap animals. The adoption fee is around $100, maybe a little less, depending on where you adopt the rabbit from. Also, you have to pay for things like food. They have 3 different foods that need to be incorporated into their diet, and then you also have to consider their like litter boxes and They're pens. They need like a lot of room to roam around, so their enclosures need to be pretty large. Bunny proofing if you are going to let them like roam around your home, which I'm not sure if I will let them have free reign of the whole house, but at least this room. And then they're sensitive and fragile creatures, especially their digestive system. So there's a lot that can go wrong, and I want to have some money saved up for vet visits in case that does happen. And right now, I've just gotten this job and we're just now starting to build our savings back up. And I want to be wise and not just be so spontaneous with my spending. Like, yes, this is something I've been thinking about a lot, but as soon as I get money, I don't want to have to spend it all on a rabbit and be in the same situation we were a month ago when I didn't have a job. My markets are something that I want to use as raising money. Oh, and another thing, so if it was just like the $100 adoption fee and the food and stuff that was limiting my ability to adopt, there's also fostering, which is free except for you have to pay for their veggies, which is not very much. So with fostering, the rescue would provide everything from their enclosure to hay, pellets, toys, I believe. Really everything you need except for those fresh veggies that you need to buy probably like at least once a week. So that is an option that I was looking into until I realized my apartments don't allow rabbits. And that just, my heart sunk when I got that phone call back. I think I did update on that in another video as well. So I can't get a rabbit right now unless I found another loophole. Someone from work suggested certifying them as an emotional support animal. I've known about that option for a while, but the thing is, it's $180 just for the letter, and if you want to get each pet specifically certified, it's another like $40 to $80 per pet, depending on how it's bundled. I would hope that the letter would be enough. It's from like a psychologist and doctor, but they are qualified to basically say this person would really benefit from having an emotional support animal, which if you've seen my video 2 years ago, I've been diagnosed with ADHD and anxiety. I believe I have been healed from like general anxiety and social anxiety, but change is still really hard for me. So the past few weeks of starting a new job have been really hard on me mentally because change is just hard and is very anxiety inducing, and that is something that I have been bringing to the Lord over and over again. I believe He will heal me from that. I think having a pet really would help. The ideal plan for me would be to get an ESA letter to give to my apartment complex so that I can have a pet here, specifically a rabbit, and avoid any pet deposits. Here it's like $300 to $500 depending on the size and quantity of pets, and you can only have up to 2 pets here. So having that ESA certification letter would eliminate any of the costs and limitations of having a pet, so that $300 to $500 I would be saving. Rabbits aren't allowed here, but with that letter I could potentially have rabbits here, and if they still don't accept the letter, I should get a refund, is what the website says. And I know this website is legit because my coworker has used it and her sibling has used it, I think, as well. And then any size limitations would also not exist. So I could have my 70-pound pit bull mix here when the weight limit is 50 pounds, which I feel dishonest having her as an emotional support animal because I originally got her to be kind of an emotional support animal, but she ended up causing me more stress. because she was so high energy. She's calmed down over the years. She's living with my mom now. Maybe that would change now, but I wouldn't feel comfortable getting her ESA certified because I feel like that would be dishonest with my past experience. Also, what is this? I don't have work today, do I? Because that's scary. Okay, no. I don't have work today. My alarm went off saying time to leave for work and I was like, oh, no. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, but my cat, she definitely provided me that emotional support. She doesn't really like to be held very often, but even just like that tactile, like she's very fluffy, and just having her around, like her presence really helped calm me down. And I believe a rabbit will be similar. I know they don't like to be held and cuddled. Not all of them, since they're prey animals. I mean, there are some exceptions. But I think even just having something to take care of will help my mental health. So that is a big reason why I want to foster, is to see if a rabbit would be a good fit for me. And I've always wanted to foster animals. There's a lot of benefits to it of you can foster to adopt. So first of all, you can see what that animal species is like and if it fits your home. And then you can see specifically, spend time with different rabbits and see which personality matches yours before you make that adoption commitment. Also, it's great if you are struggling financially, and because it's free. You just gotta buy some extra veggies. So those are reasons why I would like to foster. Hayden and I have updated our decision since filming this video. We have decided to wait to get a rabbit until we move into a house. And the reason for that is because, like I said, rabbits are not allowed in this apartment. So I could go through getting an ESA animal certification, but we don't want to run the risk of damage. And I've never had indoor rabbits. I know that they are not the cleanest animals and they are chewers. So we think it would be best to wait until we're in a house and we don't have to worry about losing our deposit and things like that. And trying to learn how to raise a rabbit in these apartments, I think it would just all go more smoothly in a house. I think the soonest I could get a rabbit would be next summer, but I'll let you know if I have any updates or changes that happen. If you want to learn more about why I want a rabbit and some similar topics mentioned in this video, you can watch my previous video. There's thunder. But yeah, let's get back to the video. To help raise money for rabbits, I am wanting to use that money from my markets and any crochet like Etsy sales. It will be linked in the description. Yeah, I would really appreciate that because I have gone so long without having a pet. So I've really been missing having a pet. It seems like a long time before that would happen, but who knows? God works in unexpected ways, and if it's meant to happen, it'll happen. One of the things that I want to sell on Etsy are these little ghosts. Fall time is coming. These will be $12. They might be $15 on Etsy because of the fees, but if you come to my markets, I'll link my Instagram for Crafty Fox threads so that you can see where I'm doing markets. If you're in the North Georgia area, then maybe you can consider that. Take a good look if this is something that would interest you. I shouldn't mean for this whole video to be a promotion for my crochet business, but I just wanted to give some updates, and that is a practical way that I can be saving up and raise money for a potential bunny or two. I would preferably like to get 2 because rabbits should have a companion, because if they don't, much like humans, they can get lonely and depressed, and it is much better for their mental health and to an extent their physical health. I don't think it's very much more expensive to get a second rabbit other than the initial adoption fee, and plus it's cheaper if you buy a bonded pair. But again, like, they can share an enclosure, they can share food. It's not that much of an extra cost for the food. Okay, some other things. These squids. Usually I have bigger ones with the Bernat. So this one would be, what, like $15 too, I think, because it's small. I recently just made this Bitsy the Snuggle Bug. I want to make a shell to go with it that can be changed out, like a snail shell. Right now, he has some wings. He looks like an ant to me, but I want to turn him into a snail. That's kind of what he would look like. I don't remember how long he took me, but he would probably be like $30. This duck, I think, would be like $20, $25. I have to look back and look at my calculator. And then this mushroom pop is $25. Again, on Etsy, it might be closer to $30 because of the fees. But I plan to make more of these mushroom pops if I have the yarn that I need for them. This would be $40. Let me tell you why. So the original, I'm sorry, I don't know what that noise is. There's some kind of truck. Okay, so the original one of these is like $30 or $35. I'm sorry, I'm not remembering my prices very well. But why this is so expensive is, here, look, you can see the size. Why he is so expensive is, first of all, these are hand-painted safety eyes. I would really like to get into that, but I bought these from someone else. So these eyes cost me probably at least $5. Then the other dragons don't have these horns. I think they might have like 2 little horns like that and ears, but these horns are extra. So that took me longer to make. Also, the tail took me longer because of the little fins. This one is inspired by Toothless. I mean, it's not exactly Toothless. The eyes are different colors. Another little thing. I don't know if I will be selling this on Etsy. Comment if you would like to buy it. This would probably be like $8. It's a little chick in a hat. He also comes in a froggy hat, strawberry hat. I'm thinking of different fruits I could do, probably like a blueberry hat. This is supposed to be a pumpkin. I just haven't done the stem yet, but I think he looks really cute as he is. Oh, I have a capybara too. This, I think I sell for $20. Again, Etsy might be a little more expensive. I'm telling you my market prices. Right now he has a blueberry hat, but I can also make him a strawberry hat. I'm in the process of filming a capybara hood video where I make different fruit hoods for him. I also forgot to finish his nose, but this is a pattern by Crochet by Yanina, and what is included in this pattern is a strawberry hood and an orange hood. I created the blueberry. I also plan on making a dragon fruit, an apple, lemon, and a couple other things just to add some variety. I need to order more yarn for this, but I will have to wait till my next paycheck for that. Yeah, these are cute little guys. Today I want to make something in bulk, so I'm going to make my chickens. And then after that, I want to make the octos and the squids last because I use kind of like my leftover yarn for those. They don't require much yarn, and I am wanting to make some goblins, some beasties. Those are both from, I think, Kai's Creations or Kai's Crafts, something like that. I also want to make some more dragons, but I need more safety eyes for that. I just bought a little UV lamp so that I could cure the eyes after painting them. I just need to buy the paint. So I have the eyes and the lamp. It's like when the kind of lamp that is used to dry your nails when you go to the nail salon. Same thing. It was on sale on Amazon. So I grabbed it. I needed an extra few dollars to get that free shipping on Amazon. You know, like if you spend like $30 or something, you get free shipping on like certain items. Yeah, so to make dragons, I don't have to have the painted eyes, but it really adds an extra touch. And they're one of the items that I think really benefit from the painted eyes. Like these ghosts, I think they're cute as they are with just the black normal safety eyes. But these, like, I think it would just be like something's missing without them. And then I want to make, I don't have one made, but I want to make Cater the Dragon. I think it's by Lemon Cat Crochet. And I would also want some painted eyes for that. So I just have to buy the paint. And even if I buy just 1 or 2 colors of paint, I'd probably get like green. That seems like a good dragon eye color. I don't know about red. I'll have to see actually if I have some paint at my mom's house. It's probably all old and crusty, so I might have to get new ones. But I want to make like the color shifting eyes. I think those are really pretty. Let me look. I think this purple is pretty. But for dragons, I like green eyes, like silverish, silvery purple. I don't know what that color is called. Yeah, I think green, silver, those two would be really good for dragons. Yeah, let's get on to crocheting those chickens. I might not add the eyes today because I need a hot glue gun for that since their eyes are so small. They will not stay. So right now, I think I should have enough yarn to make at least 5 chickens in the speckled yarn, the Bernat Tweed, I believe it's called. Let me grab it. Yes, it is the Bernat Blanket Tweeds in the color Ivory Tweed. This is my favorite yarn to use for chickens. It's been enough to make 5 chickens plus maybe a little mini chicken. I say this a lot, but a good thing about vlogging my crochet stuff is that I can go back and see what size hook I used. I barely used this hook, so I did not think that's what I used for this, but it looked fine. In the first time I ever made these, I used this hook. And I could also look and see like the adjustments I made to the pattern. That is so nice. The center pull just came right out. Praise the Lord. Okay. So, as always, I have to find someone to watch while I do this pattern. And that is probably going to be Sweet Beans Crochet. If you've been watching me for any period of time, you know that she is my go-to market prep girly. And I like how she just talks about life and things that are happening in her life and mental health and things that some people kind of shy away from sometimes. And I hope I can be that person too that is genuine. And it's kind of hard to find that line between what to share and what not, but I always try to be genuine, and sometimes I regret sharing things, but it's worth it if it helps just one person. And I'm trying to be as positive as I can, because I know when I'm upset, I want to have positivity sometimes, but sometimes it is helpful to, even if it's not like necessarily a happy topic, it is helpful to watch someone going through something similar, because it builds that like connection and community that I'm not alone in that. And it's really hard when you think you're alone in something and think you're weird or like abnormal because you think you're the only person that is going through it. But there's always someone else going through something similar, and I want to be that for someone else if I can. So yeah, let's do these chickens and watch some Sweet Beans crochet. Okay, I've finished this, the body of this chicken and stuffed it. I don't know why it's doming like that. I mean, it still stands. I don't think it would like fall over. It's a little wobbly. I don't know what I could do differently to prevent that besides adding more stitches to the magic circle. It was 7, so 7, I feel like it shouldn't have that issue, but anyway, I think this is a good size. I sized up to a 6mm because the 5.5 was feeling a little crowded. And the only reason I used a 5.5 in the video my reference video for this is because I wanted it to match the Chenille Home Slim yarn size. But I actually like the gauge of this. It looks very neat to me. It might start looking too crowded if I go down. I think it'd still be fine if I went down, but it's not, like, I can fit my finger through, which concerns me a little bit because of the eyes, but if they're glued in, I think it'll be perfectly fine. And it's not just like, you know, I think it's fine. I might try to make one in a size down, but honestly, I think it's good like this. Let me know if you've made these chickens, what size hook you use. In the video tutorial, which I'll link below, she uses a size 6, which is what I used. And she uses, I don't know what kind of yarn she uses actually, but yeah, I think it looks fine. I don't see any gaps or anything. At first I thought I saw some gaps, but I think it was just the speckled yarn. So I will probably keep it as this. And I think what I'm gonna do is just make all the bodies stuff and then sew on the details and add the eyes in like 2 weeks when I come back from my mom's house to get the hot glue gun. We are closing this off, fastening off, that's the word. How long do I usually make this? Like 2-3 times? Sure, I'll try that. So I think I'm going to finish off weaving in the ends and closing this up so that I can make sure that I make the end long enough. I don't know what happened to my measuring tape, but basically I just did 1, 2, 3. It's a little longer than 3, but. And then I'll stuff it, not all the way, but almost. And it's really bothering me. I might just have to make it 8 and then adjust from there. Also, I haven't been posting shorts the past week. I don't know why I grabbed this one. And that's mostly because I've just been working, and when I come home, I don't want to do anything. And the only day I would really want to make a short would be on my days off, and I only get like 2 days off. But Sundays, I don't really do anything. Like I crocheted on a Sunday, you saw in one of my vlogs, but that's kind of rare. It was just because I had a last minute order that I wouldn't be able to deliver later in the week, so I wanted to make sure I got it to them in a good time. But yeah, usually for shorts, what I try to do is film the same time I'm filming a vlog, and the short might be like a voiceover or something, and it's more like hands-on. Instead of here, I'm just talking about what I'm doing. On the shorts, I usually show you what I'm doing more in depth. So you'll see me crocheting and you'll see me weaving in the ends instead of me just saying, oh, I crocheted this. Oh, I'm gonna weave in the ends, you know? So let me know if you enjoy those. It's not guaranteed that I'm gonna post every day like I used to. I didn't have a job when I was doing that. Actually, when I first started doing crochet, I did have a job, but I don't know. I think it was just so exciting that I wanted to do it every day, and now I don't really want to. So I might do like a short or 2 a week along with a long video. We'll see. And then I also do those like short videos that are like trendy where it's like, oh, here's the yarn, and you go boop boop and then bring out the chicken, and like, so I'll probably still keep doing those because they're easy and people like to see what I've made. But if you like me taking you along the process, do you prefer like just music over it? Do you prefer voiceovers or me just talking through it? Or let me know if you want to see more of those kind of videos like on the long form. So if you want to see me sewing and crocheting with music over the top or just without music, I don't really like watching videos like that because I crochet while I watch market prep videos and crochet videos. So I don't like videos that just have music because I don't know what's going on and I'm not looking at the screen the whole time. Like I'll glance up every once in a while, but I want to be able to know what's happening just by the sound. So that's why I don't make a lot of content with that. There might be a short clip of me crocheting or something, but for the most part, I just like to explain it. That way, if people are only or mostly listening, it's easier. And that's also what I like about Sweet Beans Crochet, is that she doesn't necessarily show herself crocheting, but she shows her like finished products and her whips and what's going on in her life. And so that's really also what I like to do. Okay, so we're almost done with this. I don't know why I never considered talking. Actually, I have considered talking and crocheting at the same time like I'm doing now, but the reason is these chickens are really easy to make. They don't require much thought. It's basically once you finish the base, it's the same all the way up and all you need is a stitch marker and you don't have to count to make sure that you're increasing or whatever. So it's kind of like mindless and I can talk and do that at the same time. I think that's why I haven't really done many videos like this before where I talk and crochet at the same time. Is because a lot of the things I do, like this dragon, are more intricate where I can't just mindlessly, it's hard to talk and crochet at the same time and make sure I have the right number of stitches and stuff. I forgot how much stuffing these chickens take. So when these are done, I'm probably gonna be almost out of stuffing and might have to go back. I might just leave them unstuffed until I can get the eyes, because once I get the eyes, it'll be close to my second paycheck again, so I can buy more stuffing if needed. Let me just see. I think these are the eyes that I usually use. They're 8mm, I think. I'm honestly not sure. They're very tiny. And as you can see, I will demonstrate what I mean. Oh, it got really dark. It's about to rain. That it will just go right through that hole. So that's why I want a hot glue gun, so I can just have them sit on top without pushing through. I might actually see if I can get bigger eyes, maybe like 10mm might be good. Yeah, that seems really tiny. I wonder what size eyes she uses. I'll have to look back and see. I could have ordered some 10mm eyes, but I didn't know if they would be too small because I couldn't remember what size eyes I use. I think I usually use a 12, and I like my eyes to be a little smaller than this usually, but ooh, this is really soft. I love these because it's like a little bald head I get to rub, like same with the octos. It's a weird analogy, but that's what it reminds me of. It is a little head, but okay. This is seeming a little more flattened down since it's been sitting here and with all of this stuffing, so that's good. I think I will continue to make them this size, with this size hook. Why is it so dark? It's only like 12, right? Yeah, it's not even 12 o'clock yet. Is there a storm a brewing? There is a storm a brewing. It's about to rain probably any minute now. I may need to turn this light on, which I don't like using that light. I like to preserve energy and just use natural lighting. Like I like how it feels better too. Like it's better on my eyes. Okay, I think I might also make a short and be like, how long does it take to make chickens with this skein of yarn? I don't know. Or I can say like, I already know how many chickens I can make with the Bernat, but I might be like, guess how many, let's see how many chickens I can make with a full skein of Bernat. Okay, she uses 12mm, which look kind of big. So I'm wondering if these are actually 18mm, and I just forgot what size they were. Because this takes up like my whole thumb nail, and for her it looks very small, so either she has giant hands or I'm assuming that I misremembered what size these are. I do have some 12mm eyes on the way. I don't think I should have to hot glue them in. I may, just in case, just add a little dab of glue. So I might be able to have them done next week. We'll see. Chickens. Yeah, I'm gonna finish the bodies. And so I do have a little bit of yarn extra, which I like to have some extra so I can weave in the ends, but I might make the tail a little shorter for this is not wrapping, for the next ones, for the rest of them. I think it's a little better. I think I told you I added an extra stitch for the first round. So instead of 7, I did 8. Let's compare. It's a little flatter, I think. Not much of a difference with just that one stitch. So the next one, I'm going to try skipping the first row altogether and just start out doing 14 single crochet in the magic ring, which might be a little difficult. I would not recommend with chenille yarn, but Bernat is pretty sturdy, so I think it'll work and not break the yarn. I am curious to see if it'll make the size of the base smaller, but this is what experimentation is for, and I'll update you when that third chicken is done. I'm not so sure about this. I don't know if you can tell how it's twisting like that. Hopefully when I continue to the next round, it'll straighten itself out. If not, I'll just keep it to the 7 stitches. It's not a super big deal. It's not wobbling all over the place, but it's just, I like my chickens to be flat, and I don't think I'll be able to get it completely flat, especially with the stuffing. 14 stitches in here was a lot, but we'll see if it works. Here we go. So again, I'm gonna show you the comparison. I think this was the 6, oh, the 7 in the magic ring. This is 7. Oh my gosh. This is 7, this is 8. Not much of a difference there. I think this is the 8. Yeah, this is the 8. And this is the 14. So I completely skipped the first row. And this does look a lot flatter to me. Can you even see? But now I'm like, do my chickens need to be flat? If you're wanting to set it down somewhere, it would help if it's flat, you know? And if I try to push that in, it doesn't go, but yeah, that's definitely makes a difference. It does look a little smaller to me, and I think it's because this is so round, it adds height. So it looks a little shorter when it's flat. It does stand up a lot better, a little better at least. What I could do is just tuck this in and make it stand flat, and that works. But I think it would just be better if I started out with a flat base to begin with. So I might make the rest of them like this and just skip the first row and start out with 14, because it really doesn't make much of a difference. It's a little smaller, I think, but it depends. Do I want to go for height? I could add another row, but would that be too big? I don't know. I think it's fine. I like to have things, a slight variation in each of my plushies when I do markets. When I put things on Etsy, I like them to be as similar as possible. so that people know what they're getting. But at markets, it's more tactile. You can see the different options. I want people to feel like they're getting something unique, even though they're all like the same yarn, the same pattern, the same, you know. I like them to have a little bit of character. So if this one's a little shorter, it took me the same amount of time, mostly. Literally, it takes a couple seconds to crochet 7 single crochets. Yeah. So I think it'll work out. I found out what the noise is. So they're cutting down a tree. Well, I don't know if they're cutting it down, but they're at least trimming it. But anyway, I hope they're not cutting down the whole tree because we like the tree because it provides privacy and we don't even have to use our blinds because the tree's just blocking. So it's like no one can see in and we can still get like light through. So I'm looking at nail stickers because I want to make some hand painted safety eyes. And I love when people have like the little like, I don't know, little designs on it. Like I saw one that had a koi fish, but they're out of stock, so I can't even buy them for myself. And it can get expensive buying safety eyes, so I want to make them. And I'm not sure how people do it, so I'm guessing it's nail art stuff, but I'm not sure if that's what it is for like what I'm looking for. So if you paint safety eyes and put like designs on them, I know you can do like glitter moon or star or heart shapes, but I want it to be more intricate than that. I do want to like try that out, but let me know what you use. Like, do you use nail stickers? Do you use glitter for those shapes and stuff and designs? I don't really want to, but I know I haven't studied all week because I haven't had a day off, so I'm going to study for my job. Okay, I finished the base of just like the pumpkin part, and hopefully I can get some like stems today or tomorrow, not stems, but cinnamon sticks today or tomorrow to use as a stem. I was a little concerned that this might be too dark, but I think it's fine. It's what I have, and it'd be nice to get some lighter yarn, but I'm not buying any yarn in the next week, at least. I probably will only make a few of these unless people want to order them. Yeah, I found a free pattern on the internet. I just don't like this website because there are ads covering up the pattern. So I'm just going to verbally tell it to you because it's kind of self-explanatory. You basically just make a ball. So you start off with 6 in a magic ring, and you keep increasing until you get to 24. And then you do, I think, like 5 rounds of 24 or something like that. And then you go backwards and decrease. And then when you're done with that, you fasten off, and basically you just embroider around. You like weave it through from the bottom, wrap it around to the top, and get the little grooves on the pumpkin. So if you look up free pumpkin pattern, you will probably see plenty. And yeah, I like how it turned out. I might make it a little smaller depending on how big the cinnamon sticks are, but I do like this size. So I am excited though that I now have ghosts and pumpkins. That's gonna be super cute. This took less than 30 minutes. The video I was watching ended, and I don't remember when I finished this in relation to the video, but it's less than 30 minutes. It has to be if these take me, I don't know, they probably take a similar amount of time to make. These probably take a little longer. So I'd probably sell this, what, $12? These are also $12. But the cinnamon sticks, my hair has been like this all day. Even though this takes less time, it still might cost the same as the ghosts because the cinnamon sticks add the extra cost to it. I don't know how many cinnamon sticks come in a package, but I think they're like $5 or something for a few of them. Yeah. Don't know if this is like, is this worth $12 though? Maybe $10. I don't know. I'll have to make another one and actually time myself again. I was timing myself with this video. I don't think it took longer than 25 minutes. So if I'm doing $10 per hour divided by 2, that's $5. Plus the yarn stuffing and the cinnamon sticks, depending on how much that costs, it'd probably be like $8 to $10. So yeah, I'd be fine with selling this for $10, I think. It's a nice little decoration. It's a good size. You can put it on your desk, you can put it on your mantle. I would like to make a big pillow version too, but I don't have enough yarn for that. And I'm trying to make market-friendly things, although I'm sure someone would love to buy a big pillow. There are white pumpkins too. I could make a pumpkin in this color too, probably, but I'm saving that for my chickens. And then if I have enough left over, I want to make a snail shell with it. Because I really like these two colors together. But yeah, Hayden's coming home. I think we're gonna go get some coffee. We have like we have some rewards with a local coffee shop. So I now have 3 pumpkins. I still need the stems. If I look sweaty, it's because I just walked to the grocery store to get some cinnamon sticks for my pumpkins. I thought I'd just be able to stick them in the center, but there's not really a hole I can put them in. I should have left the hole in the magic ring a little more open. I shouldn't have closed it all the way. But I'm going to try anyway. I think this one I can, if I can get my crochet hook in and kind of widen the hole, then maybe that'll work. I don't want to put the cinnamon sticks in all of the pumpkins until it's the day of the fair because I want them to preserve their smell. Satisfying peel? Maybe? Yep, that's cinnamon for sure. And I don't know if I would break them in half. Yeah, I'd probably break them in half, but I don't know if this is gonna go. There we go. Yeah, it's off center, but I think it's fine. And I don't know if I would, no, I think I'd just leave it at this. It smells good. But I'm going to use this for a product photo. I don't think I would glue this on there in case someone wanted to swap it out like every year. But yeah, I'm using this as a product photo. If you're interested in purchasing this, I don't know how I'd package it. I may put it on Etsy, or I may just do a version where I crochet a stem, because I wouldn't want this to break in the mail. It seems pretty sturdy, but I don't want to risk it. But I do want to sell these ghosts on Etsy. So if you're interested in these ghosts, go check out my Etsy. They will be somewhere between $12 and $15. At my market, I will be selling them for $12, so I may have to up the price on Etsy to $15 because they have so many fees and shipping and things like that. Oh, that's kind of funny that it has the shaker. Is there really anything? There's nothing to really shake out. I guess that's just their like standard packaging. I'll show you the photos I end up taking. Which ghosts do I want to use for the photos? Let's use these two. They're a little bit different size, but it's fine. Just to show that there might be a slight variation. And this is a good example. I'm pretty sure I crocheted these the same way, but I might have like, this one might have been like a little different, but this one's still a little smaller, but they're still similar enough. I think this is a more accurate representation of what they'll look like. This one, I didn't follow the instructions completely. I do like this one better, so I may start trying to make them like this again, even though it's more difficult. What happened was I forgot to make it so I can crochet in the back loop. And no, I've had enough of that. I've had enough, so I'm just gonna take those pictures now. Oh yeah, I have some more good news. I finally bought some thread snips. So now I can actually cut my acrylic yarn. Oh, more ASMR, except that wasn't good. And I could have gotten scissors. These were more expensive than scissors, but okay, I don't like that. What? Is that how I'm supposed to use them? I don't like this little loop. I'm going to tie this around the pumpkin and see if I like how it looks. This twine or something would be, okay, this is not cutting. It said it was made to cut yarn. Man, $8 for some thread snips that aren't working. I should have just gone to Hobby Lobby, which is where I got my first ones that worked really well. I was looking on Etsy for inspiration on pricing, and I saw some that had some twine tied around, and I really like that idea. So I'm going to tie this in a bow. That's cute, right? But I think twine would, like actual twine would be better. And this yarn's kind of like unravels kind of easily. But you know, I might just put it for the photo. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it without it for now. Let me know which one you like better. Did I actually even show you? Or did I just kind of look at it? So this is with the bow and this is without. Let me know which one you like better. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more crafty content from me and some market videos in the near future. I now have 2 markets in September. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to subscribe and stay creative.